Hey guys, GW coming to you. You guys know how it goes. Um, I'm not here to talk about movie reviews, and I'm not here to talk about video games. I'm here to talk to you guys about somebody that was pretty influential in my life, my work life, and my work career. And I know some of you, as soon as you heard me not talking about movies, you're going to gloss over it. But I I want to talk to you about someone really special that passed away this week. Uh, Her name was Carla Metric, and if you work where I work, you might have heard of her. You might even know her or knew of her. She uh, she worked at the same place that I worked, as I just said. I met her my first year, 2007, and she was one of those people that you really think, you know, they're pretty cool for their age. You know what I mean? Um, I would see Carla walking in the hallway, and I'd always wave to her. She'd always wave. She was always nice, full of life. Uh, she was always talking about retirement. She retired some years back, but she would always talk about that. She would always talk about her husband. She was one of those people that you could talk to about anything, whether it was personal or business related, or if you even had a bad day. Carla would have the worst day in the world and she'd always be willing to cheer you up. I got to know her on a very personal level, being at work and talking with her. And I found out that she was a breast cancer survivor, you guys, and she had beaten it twice. And she really gave me a lot of inspiration. And I think in some ways she really influenced me enough to be who I am. And today, one of the coworkers that she worked with, she worked in the same group as my wife does. One of my wife's coworkers told her to tell me that Carla passed away at UPMC Presbyterian in Pittsburgh. And first thing I could think is like, nah, it ain't Carla. Carla was too cool for this. I mean, she beat cancer twice, right? And I get home, because I didn't have my phone down at work, right, guys? And I get home, and I find out that she really did pass away. And every problem that I had, everything I was mad at just like went away because I'm like, holy crap. Like, she's really gone. And you guys, I know some of you guys don't understand, but when you guys get that one person in your life, you might talk to them every day, about something. You get to know them. And when they retire, you say keep in touch and you hang on to hope, guys. And you never want to believe that people that you take care of, you know, janitorial wise or other, you never want to believe they're going to die. And I cannot tell you guys how many times I have sat there across from Carla listening to her, and usually I'm the one talking. But I've listened to her tell me stories about how she was scared that she was going to die from cancer and she beat it. Or how she'd love to just, you'd look at her And you'd say, this is a typical office girl. And she would tell you these crazy biker stories, you know? She wasn't afraid to do anything. I know that she wasn't liked by everybody, but the people that she came in contact with, I'm sure she touched a million people. And she gravitated toward me because I paid attention to her. And I learned so much from her. I was more close to her business wise than most of the people she worked with. And that is saying something. My wife knew her too. And when you hear something like that, that somebody that really influenced you, that really touched your career and you and made you a different person is gone, it does the opposite. It almost destroys you. And the only thing to do in that case is take what she told you and excel. And I think it hurts the most because of all the people that I ever cleaned up for or that I gave my attention to. She was one of those ones that was so appreciative that you wanted to be around her more. You wanted to learn more about her life. You wanted to just hang out with her and say, Carla, you're amazing, you know. And every time I saw her, whether she was fighting breast cancer or not, she was in a very good mood. She used to like reading a lot. She'd tell me about all these books she read, right? And it's those little things that you remember when you find out that they're no longer here. So I know a lot of y'all gonna watch this. And this is not the first time I've had people that I've cleaned up for that I've got to know on a very, very personal level that have passed. See, in every job that you do, you're gonna have this, and they don't tell you how to prepare for it. Carla, one of the most amazing aspects about her was she let you be yourself. Now picture this. You have a 50-plus-year-old office worker who conducts herself very, very well, very thorough. And we're a cleaning crew, and we're loud, obnoxious, boisterous. Hell, we cuss more than anything. Carla never once judged anybody. And I can remember slipping up in front of her, and she said, go ahead, my husband says it all the time. And I'm like, whoa. She never judged you on anything you did. And I've known her for years, right? Down where I work. I always said she was like the big sister I never had because she cared that much about me. She always took time out of her day. She would take walks. And on her walks, she could have went anywhere, right? But she went to come find me. And I thought that was the most incredible thing. And I know some of you guys maybe don't understand, and maybe you guys won't till it happens to you, but she took time out of her day to come find me to make sure that I was doing okay, to talk to me, if only about stupid movies or whatever. And you can look up the obituary on the internet and you can read about it. She would always tell me about how she worked at her own beauty salon, and I thought that was badass, Jack, because I'm like, again, of all the places in the world, she had a business and she chose to work down where I work. And she could have stayed in that beauty shop business and nobody would know Carla, but she came down here and she affected a lot of people with her presence. And again, guys, when I got that call, my wife called me. It's like the wind had just been taken out of me. And I felt like I wanted to say a lot of stuff about Carla because I know the funeral is going to go and the burial service and whatnot. But I wanted y'all to know that what you're not going to hear at those places is you're not going to hear somebody say that Carla influenced their career and made them what they are and was there to help with any problem that person had. That's what you're not going to hear, but you're going to hear everything else. And like I said, guys, it's not the first time that somebody had passed away on me. I had a dude I knew named Randy. He was an older gentleman. He was about 2 years away from retirement. And he broke his arm or something. He had something wrong with his arm, shoulder, rotator cuff surgery, something. I can't remember. And he went in and he died because he couldn't handle the anesthesia. And I used to know Randy. I used to tell jokes with him. And he'd tell me all these jokes. A lot of them not work appropriate. But that was early in my career. I had another guy that I worked with, Dan. He worked on my cleaning crew too. He was an afternoon guy. He had cancer. And he was going to get it in, get the biopsy. He was going to get taken care of, had cancer on his knee, And again, funniest guy in the whole world. He was like the Richard Pryor or the good of where I work. And I felt bad because the day that he was taking off vacation, he was there, and I had to go get my gallbladder out. I left early that day, and I told Dan, I said, look, I'll see you after your operation. I said, we'll get together, kick it. Well, he died on the operating table. And this is the stuff that you have to carry with you. And we have to go do our job. And we have to hide this stuff, and it's not fun. And I don't know how I do it. But I just wanted to say, Carla's family, if you guys ever come across this, I just wanted to tell you what a wonderful woman she was to me. And I wish after she retired that I could say thank you, that I could come up and I could look her in the face and say, Carla, thank you. And I just wanted to say a few words about her because I just felt like it was wrong just to sit here and not say something. And you guys, I hope you guys never have to go through this. I mean, me and my wife went through this a lot. Like, there was a girl that used to worked with my wife named LaRue Ireland. And LaRue was pretty much, she kind of was like a quiet person, and I got to know her because I noticed no one was talking to her. She was an older lady, had some problems. We'd see her up the local mall, she'd have a Christmas thing, and she let me back in where she sat, where the cashier people sit, and I sat in there, and for about an hour and a half, me and her talked, and she was a really remarkable woman. She died some years back. And again, I can't tell you how many people that I've passed, and you have to deal with it. You have to just, they don't tell you how to deal with it. And I know some people are like, well, she was just a coworker. Yeah, well, she touched your life. Okay, she touched mine. And that just mattered to me. And I just wanted y'all to know that people have remarkable input on your life. And when they're gone, it feels like the end of the world. And Carla was just a remarkable one all around. And I really don't know what to say. Except rest in peace, Carla Metric. Because I hope you're an angel now. Because you know you were one down here.